Hello, everybody. I am Uncle Rob. I am in Little Rock, Arkansas, and my co-host, as usual, Mr. Ryano. Uncle Ryano, where you at today? You back home?
I am in the booming metropolis of Shreveport, Louisiana.
Caw-caw!
Caw-caw!
We have got ourselves a guest today that I got her booked about a month ago. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks or so ago. It's just they're starting to run together, man. When you do this every day, you forget when you do what. But she is a recent. I want to say this right. She is a recent Grammy voter person.
She's an inductee, and she's been an accepted member of the Grammys. That's exactly what she is, and she's shining.
Well, we're going to introduce you to her right now. Her name is Dawn Rix. Dawn, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. And yes, that was great news. I was invited to be a Recording Academy member, a voting member. So to everyone out there who doesn't really know about the Recording Academy, it just means now you are an official Grammy member, which gives you voting rights. You can submit your music and actually have a say-so in it. It's something I've worked hard for a long time.
So how does it happen? Do you got to be nominated, or they just recognize you as the talent you are, or?
Oh no. It's all fairly new to me. I know that they selected 4,000 people this year, so I'm in this new current class. There's criteria that you have to meet. You have to have 2 letters of recommendation. And this took it takes about a year or so, usually within a year. We started doing this. I did it last year, but one of my recommendation letters didn't get in time, and it was okay because I went full head on this past year with everything. I just met all the criteria. So I met all the criteria. I got 2 great recommendations from 2 fabulous Grammy members, and watched my email like crazy over the last month, like every 5 minutes checking to see. And
did they send it? Did they send it?
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, please, please, please. And I was on my way to a truck show in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, in the back seat of a pickup truck with a bunch of dudes who could care less about any of it. And I got the email, and I'm like, I got the email. And they had no idea what I was even talking about. They're like, cool, And I'm crying and sobbing because when I was younger, singing at the Opry and becoming a Grammy member was the top of that just was the top of the top dog. That was like, oh, now you've kind of made it kind of thing. And just it's an honor to be invited. But yeah, so artists out there can go right onto their website, actually, and all the guidelines, the criteria is there. It's very, very easy to follow, but it's very specific. So you need to make sure you have all your information and have your 2 recommendations ready, and it goes in and is submitted, and then it's looked over, I believe, by a panel and voted on, and then they extend the invite, and then you have to formally accept, which was very, very cool too. So
now the 2 letters of recommendation have to be from Grammy members, correct?
Well, I thought that they did, but I was actually on a Zoom call the other day, and there was some talk about the recommendations, but I believe that they do have to be Grammy members to write the recommendation.
They do,
but they might check on that just to make sure, so I don't tell you wrong.
Yeah, you have to be recommended by Grammy members, and you have to, like she said, it's got to be 2 letters, and you have to be invited in from the inside. It can't just be someone on the peripheral.
Yeah, and there is criteria. You have to have a certain amount of songs out within a time frames, and you have to really give every detail possible. It's very detail oriented, which I was scared to death that I was going to forget something or accidentally hit submit without finishing it or whatever. And but I'm very, very proud of it. I'm still kind of absorbing it and taking it all in, and to me, I've been doing this for a long time, and it just means a lot. It just means a whole lot.
So where are you from?
I was born in Baltimore, Maryland. I grew up in West Virginia, and that's where I am right now. And I spend half my time here and half of it in Nashville.
Now you've been in the music business how long? Obviously, if you're nominated with the Grammy people and all that, you've been around a while.
Yeah. So I have been doing this probably a very, very long time without telling my age. Let's put it this way. If I hang out with my 20 and 30-year-olds, half of them don't know the music that I grew up listening to. I have to remind them often of who certain people are. So yeah, I've been my parents said that I was singing before I could talk. So my first performance live in front of an audience, I was 8 years old, and then it's gone from there. But I'm 55, and I am a grandmother and a mother, and
she's just a pup, Ryano.
She's just a pup. She still needs a spanking, everybody. She needs a spanking. Yeah,
I'd say that. I mean, I'm 50. I'll be 57 here in October. So,
dear Lord,
55 is the new 30, and the 57 is the new 30. So we're in our 30s, dude. We're still listening. We're Gen X, and we're still listening to the 80s, man.
That's right, right.
Yeah, he's not lying. I was.
Why would I lie?
No, I'm just saying people don't understand till you get here. And we came through. We were the drink from the water hose generation, and everybody in the neighborhood's authorized to give you a spanking, And basically, it's so funny because I just had this talk with somebody who they're like, "Oh, we're about to turn 50," and I'm like, you know what, man? I was bracing for impact when people said, "Oh, it all goes downhill at 40." So I was bracing for impact, and I never felt my 40s until I turned 50. In the first 6 months, all 10 of the 40s climbed on my back. I was dying, and then I figured out a way to work around it. And I'm 55, and
okay.
I am so proud of my 55 because not everybody makes it here. And
well, that's true. That it's a blessing every day that you wake up and you're not reading your own name in the obituaries. That's
yes.
You be reading that posthumously, I guess. What is that? Posthumous.
Yes.
I'm like posthumous. What the hell's up with that?
That's the Louisiana translation. That's what it is.
That must be what it is. It's my Louisiana coming out.
We tease everybody because my brother, who's a doctor, very proud of him. He's a doctor in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm not going to name it so I won't incriminate him for being my brother. But no, he's
Dr. Reynolds.
Yeah. We'll go by that. But he's hilarious, beautiful heart, brilliant man. But I was educated. I went to high school in Texas. And my brother went to high school in Louisiana. So we always rip on each other about that. And I'll never forget, greatest one of all time. I told him, I said, "Hey, bro," I said, "I see that Louisiana came in 39th in math and science. I'm not surprised. How about you?" And he popped off. He said, "Oh, you can't believe that's fake news, bro." He said, "You can't believe that." He said, look back down there on that list and see who they got for 3010th. But don't.
3010.
Yeah, so that's a Louisiana thing. So yeah, she's not trying to laugh, but she's going to anyway because she's a bad person like us. Come on, Dawn.
I looked at it this way when I spent 8 years in school in Louisiana, and then I moved to Arkansas, and I always said I learned everything I needed to know in those 8 years in Louisiana. I didn't learn nothing in the 4 years in Arkansas. Which I didn't get was like the first 2 years that I moved here, all we done was rehash things that I did the year before in Louisiana. It was like Arkansas was behind a little bit, and I still made F. So you go figure that out. I had a head start and I still failed it. No, I'm just kidding. So you're with Beverly Jenkins, or did you just do that one song with her, or what's the scoop on that?
Okay, so about a year and a half ago, I guess we kind of connected, And she was talking about her love of, traditional country music, the real country music stuff, and asked if I had anything new that was out. And I said, well, I do. And she asked if I had anything patriotic. She said there was a big draw for patriotic songs. So I went ahead and sent her a song I had recorded 30 plus years ago titled In America. And it is a fabulous song written by Tom Payton and Dwayne Litz. And I had put it on every album I've put out. I usually end it with every show. I mean, I have over the years anyway. And so I sent it to her and I said, listen, this thing is 30 years old. I don't know if you want to put that out or not, And so she listened to it and she says, well, why not? And I said, well, you know what? If you believe in it enough, I believe in the song enough. I said, let's give it a shot. And back in like 2000 something, I had put it out and it went on a compilation disc with Dolly Parton's Hello God, of course. And, but it charted on the Christian country chart. It made it in the top 100. And I remember being thrilled to death seeing like Kenny Chesney's name was on there and just some different artists at that time. I mean, that was a big deal for me. I was like, "Ooh, this is great."
If you're on the same chart as Kenny Chesney.
Yeah, like what the heck, right? So, and that tells you how long ago it's been. So anyway, 2000 something, 2001, 2002, something like that. Anyway, my song would have done better, but like after I put it out, I believe, who did they? Oh, I know who it was. Right? Jerry Springer recorded it. How about
Jerry
that?
Springer?
Jerry Springer. You didn't even know he was a singer, did you? Jerry Springer recorded.
I did,
and
actually.
Listen, and he did it like a month after I did mine, so I was doomed, okay? But anyway, back to Beverly. So she loves the song. She said, let's put it out there. So I agreed for her to, submit it to Cashbox, and we did a little article thing, and let's just see how it goes. And it was a one-time kind of promotional thing, and it was on the charts for over a year. I want to say 15 months, I think is what we came up with. But it wasn't until just maybe a month and a half to 2 months ago that it dropped off. But it stayed there and it kept climbing. I think it got up to like 56 or something like that. But I don't think anyone realized it was a 30-year-old song. And I was like, that just goes to show that all of us independent artists who have those songs that are kind of on the back burner or collecting dust, put it out there. People hadn't heard it if they haven't, you know what I mean? And a good song is a good song. And back in the day, I only recorded other people's stuff because I wasn't a songwriter person. I like to write, but I didn't consider myself a songwriter. So I always chose the best songs. And that there is just a testimony and proof that if you have a good song, it doesn't matter if it was 30 years ago or just brand new, hot off the press. If it's a good one, people will listen and it'll do really well.
Here's something you got to remember.
I thank her for that.
Here's something you got to remember, and we talk about this a lot on the show. That song is brand new to somebody every day, whether it's 30 years old to you. I've never heard the song, so if I hear the song today, it's brand new. So it's a 2026 mix for me.
Well, the message of the song is so beautiful. I mean, the message of it is it's so universal and it's timeless, and that's what made it such a great song. It just anyone listening to it can relate to it.
See, I got mixed feelings right now. The song was on the chart for 15 months. It got up to say number 56. I don't know if I would rather have a song that is on the chart 1 week and it goes to number one, or if it goes up to number 56, but it's on the chart for almost a year and a half. I'm kind of torn. Obviously, you'd like to have a number one song, but at the same time, if it's gone the next week, it didn't get the full message of what you wanted to put out.
Listen, I've had songs come out and be number one on an independent chart of some type and last for my Tennessee Miles song lasted for about a year or so also. But other ones, it's usually the duration's about 3 or 4 months ish. Okay. And then it dwindles off and another one comes out or however. But the fact that song had such longevity is a statement in itself. And we did no extra, there was no extra push, there was no extra send it to extra radio stations or whatever. It was just a simple, we'll just put it out there and see what happens. And Beverly is a fantastic lady, and she really does dive in and try to put that social media stuff out there for all of us, and really is very, very supportive. And I would probably have another song out there with her right now, but it's not ready yet. So I'm like, hang tight, Bev, hang tight. I might have another one for you. But I'm going out to Nashville on Monday to record 2 more. So
That was where I was going. I was going to ask you about new projects you got going on and stuff that we can look forward to here in the next, couple months or whatever.
yeah, I have an album out right now, Broken Pieces, and it won Best Album for some award show, maybe the European. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really keep track of all the names of it, but it did really, really well. My current single right now is "Addicted," and that's one that that's one of my favorites that I wrote. It's not necessarily your drive down the road and roll down the window and listen to the song kind of one, but it's a more of a social impact type song that I recorded on purpose. And it's I submitted it already to a couple significant social impact award type things. So I'm going to probably submit that as one of my entries for the Grammy thing this year. So we'll see.
What was the name of the song? It cut out.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's titled "Addicted."
Addictive? Okay. Addicted. All right. All right.
No.
There we go.
Well, what we'll do is when we end the interview, we'll play that song because it is your new one, and it's what we're going to try to push for you. Unless there's a different song, we could play 2 of them. If you want us to play that one that stayed on the chart for 15 months, we could play that one, and we could play the new one. It doesn't matter. We usually give a couple songs to each artist of their choice. What do you got going on this summer? You got any big plans? Festivals, fairs, that kind of stuff?
Well, I have a couple shows that are happening. I have a one at a park coming up here in August, and I have a show in October. I took a year off. I used to sing I used to have 54 gigs a year. Like at one time I was with a band and we had 54 gigs. I'll never forget it. And then I left that group because they wouldn't allow me to sing any of my originals. I couldn't tell them what I was doing in Nashville. It was I was part of the group and I loved it, and I'm forever grateful for that opportunity, but I needed a break. But God has a funny way of having things happen like that, because soon after my son had gotten ill, and I had to take this past year and tend to him, and caretake for him. So he was bedridden. I had to feed him through a feeding tube, and my whole house turned into more like a hospital unit. So I didn't push for a lot of shows this year. I did sporadic ones, but for 2020.
Yeah, the signal's really bad with all the storms and everything going right now.
Yeah, that's at the 19-minute mark.
You want to stop the recording?
Yeah, I'm going to stop it right now, and then we'll edit it.
So basically what I'm saying is that some of my military came into hand because I was a medical service specialist with that. And thank goodness I had some kind of medical background to caretake for my son, like I was talking about. My house turned into a little hospital unit, like I said. And but the reason I tell you these things is because fast forward to now, and he is walking, talking, and doing all the things. We went swimming the other day for the first time in a year and a half. And I like to tell a little bit of the bad, only because there's a great testimony to it, to maintaining faith and hope. So part of the reason of me taking time off was to caretake for my family. But it also, I didn't sleep very well at night. So it gave me a chance to write, and it gave me a chance to send out those emails and kind of try to promote my music and to do all the behind the scenes work. So there you have it.
What branch were you in?
I was in the Air Force.
And obviously the medical field. How long did you stay in? Was that cool?
Oh yeah, I loved it. I was in from 93-ish is when I went in. I got out at 98 after I had my son.
Have you ever get deployed?
No, I did not. I tried to go active duty at one point. I was, but I came back and I served at the 167th Air National Guard unit in Martinsburg, West Virginia. And so my job as a medical service specialist was we would be sent out to go fill the shoes of the nurses at the hospitals for the flight nurses. So we would go to the hospital and do their job while they were actually deployed.
I spent a brief amount of time in the Air Force myself. Was your training after Lackland? Did you go to Brooks, or where did you wind up doing your medical training at?
I was at Shepherd Air Force Base for 13 weeks and 2 days, something like that. And then I went out to Maxwell Air Force Base and did my clinical training.
Nice. I knew being down in Lackland, besides it being a training facility, it is also a medical unit, and across town at Brooks is another a medical school as well. Yeah. So you, where can we find your music? If I wanna pick up Dawn Rix's music, you have a website. You've got social media.
I do. I have a website. It's www.dawnrix.com. So it's dawnrix.com. I am on all social media. So for Facebook, my personal page would be Rix Singer, and my music page is Dawn Rix Music. Let's see. Instagram is the Dawn Rix Music, I believe, or the Twitter is Rixplosion. But you can find my music. You can say, "Hey Alexa, play Dawn Rix," and it will. We tested that out. That's been pretty cool.
That's how you know you've made it. When you can say, "Alexa, play blah blah," or "Siri, play blah blah."
So iTunes, all of the digital platforms worldwide, you can tell them all to play it, and it will.
That is awesome, Uncle Ryano. You got anything you want to add to this, my man?
No, I was just laughing. We tried that one time when I first came out of retirement, and the brand was new. Uncle Ryano was new, and we did that with Alexa. And Alexa went through every other uncle she could find on the roster before she got to me, and we thought it was funny. And then to pay her back, we asked Siri if she was smarter than Alexa, and when you say Alexa, that activates Alexa. So Siri started talking, and Siri was being negative about Alexa, which Alexa chimed in and started arguing with Siri. And during this, a friend of ours brought Echo in, and Echo started chiming into the whole mix. And we walked off and left the three AIs arguing in the kitchen. So you can be ugly to me, but I'll out redneck AI all day long and get something stirred up.
Was there much alcohol involved with that experiment?
Not after, but before it was.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
yeah, you could have dog paddled through the Jameson up to that point, so it made perfect sense. Yeah.
Oh, Jameson,
we need to do that one day on the show, Ryano. Just sit here and have the AIs start griping at each other. And I've got a Google box. The Google box can do the same thing. So you got all kinds of opportunities for that. Well, Dawn, I appreciate you hanging out with us. We've had 27 minutes with you. You let me know which two songs you're wanting to play, and we will get those put into the system and the interview for you. On the spot?
Tell you what, it's your show, and you have some of the songs, and why don't you choose? I will let you choose, because I am just appreciative of the opportunity that you guys wanted to even talk to me, and that means a lot. I don't ever take that stuff for granted, so know that I appreciate it.
Well, we're going to play Addicted. And what was the name of the first one? The one that you said was on the Cashbox chart for 15 months.
oh my gosh, it was crazy. It's called In America, and it's In America, but it's not a political song. It really has a great meaning to it if you want to play that one. Or you can play My Tennessee Miles. I love My Tennessee Miles. It's kind of like my baby. I guess every songwriter has their first one that, they actually wrote and recorded themselves, and that one there is my anthem. So you surprise me. I'll tune in and I'll listen, and I'll let you guys decide.
And
tell us again what we've got upcoming that you're excited about.
Well, there's a few award shows I'm super excited about coming up. Doing my putting a new album together. I'm super stoked about that. I'm working with Justine Blazer and Paul Bowen, who Paul is one of the musicians now with Lady Antebellum. Justine Blazer is a member of the Grammys and phenomenal producer. So I'm excited about that. Going to Atlanta for an award show and then back to Nashville for one. But I'm a celebrity guest at Applebee's in Charlestown, West Virginia. It's a fundraiser for Sleep in Heavenly Peace, and they build beds for kids that have no bed. And I just think that's an awesome thing to be a part of. So I'm excited about that. And I'm also a winged warrior, one of the people helping with the Ladies Who Rock for a Cause. And that's a show out in Philly in August. I can't attend the show, but I'm helping behind the scenes kind of fundraise and get people to be a part of that. You guys should be a part of that. Put your logo up on their banner, and they just raise funds to help people out when they're in emergency situations and need some help. So
love it.
How far are you from Clarksburg?
Clarksburg is about 3.5 hours. I'm on the East Kendall side. So where I live, I can drive an hour and a half and be in Baltimore, Maryland, or I can go straight up 81 and I can be in Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia. Like I can hit all kinds of states. So it's a very convenient place to be because I have all three airports: BWI, DCA, and then Dulles International.
I spent better part of the winter of 2009 around Clarksburg. I was in the oil field, and we did a lot of fracking there between, I want to say, Highway 51, maybe, between Parkersburg and Clarksburg, in the middle of nowhere, and beautiful country though. And when you get about 12 or 14 inches of snow on the ground, that is really pretty.
Oh, it's beautiful. That is one thing that I love about West Virginia is that we do get all of those seasons. And, some people take that for granted, but, and when you're in the midst of like 14 inches of snow or more, you're griping and stuff. But at the end of the day, you're kind of appreciative of it because it is pretty nice. But up there in Parkersburg, like you were saying, I went back and got my associate's degree a few years ago. It was on my bucket list, and I went back and got that, and now I'm working on my bachelor's. So, but from WVU of Parkersburg, so that's why I brought that. So.
Are you doing medical, continuing your education with?
They got those recruiters. Listen, if you're watching this, those recruiters, you be careful because they told me if I enlisted and that I would do my medical service specialist training, come back, I could challenge the LPN test and go right in to become an RN. I had it all laid out. I was going to Shepherd University. I had it all laid out. And I got that. And I was a week short of consecutive active duty, and I could not challenge the test. I would have had to start from scratch. And I was like, I was just helping deliver babies. I was an EMT. I taught CPR. I ran on the ambulance, and now I've got to go learn how to take a temperature again. I am not starting over.
Nope.
But luckily, I had my cosmetology license, and, I've been doing that for 36 years, too. So I had something to fall back on, at least. And
you say cosmetology?
Yes.
Ryano, you need your nails done, bud.
Hey, I need more than that. I went with my daughter. I told my baby, I said, you pick what you want to go do, and daddy's going to go do it with you. We're going to do a daddy-daughter day. So
you did
my
a
daughter,
pedicure.
you damn right.
I love it.
I had never had one, and it's the funniest picture that you ever saw. It was an action shot from the back. And me and my daughter are sitting up there in them chairs, and we got them little hot tubs for our feet. And the lady working on my daughter's feet, you can just tell she's a happy person. She's enjoying life, and she's like probably whistling, but you can't see for sure. The lady right next to her, who's working on mine, they caught her right when she was wiping her forehead, like, oh, it was one of those, oh, nobody knows the trouble I see. It was bad, man. That poor baby was down there working on my feet, looking for power tools, something made by DeWalt in old Milwaukee, trying to get them feet
Milwaukee's
straight.
a beer row.
Well, the other Milwaukee, then, not the old one, the other Milwaukee.
The new Milwaukee.
She was probably wanting some of that old Milwaukee.
Probably had some.
She probably did. Yeah, it was. The struggle was real, but I've experienced when she said that she does cosmetology, I thought that's why she's so beautiful. But for me, I would be a lost cause. I don't know that would be a good investment for eyeshadow.
Listen, hats off to you for getting a pedicure, because let me tell you, the pedicures are fabulous, and any man that gets one knows how great they are. But like you, I want to tell you, when I go to see my pedicure girl, I apologize twice. I apologize once because I probably didn't shave my legs and the bottom of my feet are horrible. And then I apologize again after because she knows I'm coming back in a couple weeks. So I got reward.
You're a repeat offender.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a long way from my feet. I'm 6'5", so I know they're down there, but I don't keep a close eye on them. As long as they keep showing up for work, I don't have a problem with them. So that's the thing. I go in there, and these two nice ladies were, I think, from Laos, Cambodia, and I couldn't understand a thing they were saying, but I knew that they were saying it real fast, and they meant it, and I knew about what it probably meant, and so it had to do with me and the suspicion that I'd spent 20 years walking on lava rocks or something. I don't know.
I could never understand what they say, so they hand me the card. They have like a little card with their menu, and it's like, you pick one. I was like, I want the number 2. Oh, on 3? 3 gives you, I don't know. I think that's like the deep scrub. I'm like, I don't need no deep scrub. I just need to clip these things and get my legs massaged real good with those hot stones.
Yeah.
So listen, guys, promise me you'll do this. You plan to go get a pedicure. You got to promise you're going to do it. Plan to go get a pedicure, take your telephone and hit the translate app so that you can actually hear what they're saying about you.
Oh, damn.
Well, I had told him that you can, on our last interview, you can put these earbuds. I found them on TikTok. I don't have any, but I've seen them on TikTok. And you can, whatever language they're speaking, it will translate it into your language that you want. You can put those, man, they may be talking about you saying, dude, this guy's got feet like a thoroughbred. When was the last time he cleaned these dang things or something? They can really be talking trash.
When I walk in, they're probably like, oh, not her again.
Yeah,
well, I'll be like, there goes your tip, too.
Yeah, I tip regardless. I'm gonna show them some love, whether they love me back or not. But and if they hate their job that much, then they maybe ought to go to one of them pizza places where you get a free hat and a free light for your car.
But you know what, man? They never look like they're in a bad mood. They just smiling. I mean, I know they got that COVID mask on, but they smile with their eyes, dude. They just seem so pleasant and just content.
The one working on my feet wasn't smiling with her eyes. That poor baby was looking up at the Lord for salvation. They even said, you ought to stick your feet in there with them little fish. I said, the little what? And they said, yeah, they're gonna put these fish in there on your feet.
They suck your feet?
Well, listen. They said them fish are supposed to get in there and nibble off the dead skin or something.
But that's what I'm saying.
But here's the thing. I had to hit them hard with reality. I said, you ain't seen these big clawing, these big meat scratches I got for feet. I go in there and throw both of these in there. It's going to look like somebody electrocuted them in a bucket. You're going to see all them fish. Them fish are going to all come floating to the top looking for, have the same expression. they'd have the same expression on their feet as that poor lady that it was getting the old Milwaukee power tools on my feet.
And what they're going to tell you is, you come more often, you don't have problem with feet.
you
come every 2 weeks like Dawn there, you ain't going to have those problems with your feet. They always tell me that. You need to come once a month. I was like, I'm going to come once a year. I mean,
no,
don't charge me $95 and maybe I'll come more often.
No, if they only charged me $95, I was still getting a good end of it. Them poor babies. There've been people that remodeled entire houses that didn't require as much work as that poor girl did on my feet, and I gave her all kind of love on that tip. So don't anybody think I'll put you through hell and back, but I'll say I love you with more than a fruit basket.
You didn't tell us that they use paint thinner on your feet, though.
That girl had power tools. She had pulled out a cheese grater looking thing.
Jackhammer?
Yeah, I weighed about 11 pounds less when I left just from all the stuff she took off my feet.
Mm-hmm. See that? If you go more often, you'll lose 10 pounds every time.
Those minnows probably thought they had a full buffet getting on your feet, I'm sure.
They would have died. Them little jokers would have just floated to the top. Had the same look on their face as the girl working on my feet. It had the face.
All honesty, does that really happen?
The fish? Yeah.
No, I'm talking to her about that. Do you really get the kinds where it takes chisels and paint thinner to get the scales off?
Yeah, because I can't afford to go very often. So, like, I'll go months without having my nails done, and then
no, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about, do you do pedicures and manicures for other people?
I used to. But I am not a feet lover. Oh no. Like I'll have my little travel kit, and my boyfriend, I will give him a pedicure every now and then, but I am not, no. And plus, you know what? You can't outwork the nail techs out there. Like, let me tell you, they work from sun up, sundown. It doesn't matter if it's a holiday, and their work ethic is incredible. And I always make sure I tip good, because
I figure if you're going to do that kind of job, you're going to need to love the smell of Fritos.
I don't know who's more mad at you, people that used to like Fritos or people that have feet that got associated with Fritos. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was probably putting it lightly. I'm sure it smells like other stuff that I can't say on the camera.
Yeah, something.
Well, you guys promise me the next time you go to get one that you'll try that translator thing and see what they have to say about you.
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
And I'm going to call you and say, Dawn, you'll never guess what that woman was saying about me, dude. I don't think I'm going to go back and see her again. She thought I didn't know what she was talking about.
You're so pretty. You're so pretty. You have girlfriend. You're so pretty.
No, me no girlfriend. Me no have girlfriend.
Yeah,
listen, they always have food shows on the television screen. So the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm watching some cooking show, starving to death. And anyway, we have a good time up here, and I'm sure you do as well. But you guys, listen, thank you so much for having me. I had a great time chatting with you.
I told you the interview is going to be different than any other interview you've done.
Oh, it's fun. Like, I love this. I love the conversation part of it. So many times we get, during an interview, they've either read my bio and we talk about the same things or whatever, but a good conversation is where people actually get to really hear about you and
I read your bio, but I didn't really I do that. That's where I heard about your Grammy. I think it was either that or a Facebook post, probably a Facebook post, but I mean, I read the bio, but I unless there's something that really jumps out at me, I just let you tell your story, dude.
Well, and it's been, it needs to be updated and all that kind of stuff. So, but anyway, listen, you guys, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm going to go in here and order you a Big Mac now. And
yes,
double quarter cheese with large fries and a strawberry milkshake.
Alrighty. If you guys message me your address, and I'll send you a McDonald's gift card.
LOL. Hey, thank you so much, Dawn. We'll circle back around in like 90 days, and we'll sit down and talk to you again.
Sounds good. Listen, I wish you guys the best, and good luck with everything. Thank you.
Thank you, love.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.